What is hippity hopping, my guys? It is me, Thomas Big Channel, and Shamblecraft has been kind of dead recently. Not a lot of players have been logging on, but it's okay. I will revive it with my amazing 3 views. Now, today, I am going to start with the preparations for the main building, the giant building, the building that's going to go over here. I made a layout. Actually, just made it. It's very new. Now, what I want this building to look like is I'm going to build this, more terrain, like that type of terrain over there. I'm going to do that here. And then on top of the terrain, there's going to be a giant building. And on either side, there are going to be 2 lines, and they're just going to sort of jut out at the bottom, like that. And it's probably going to be very cool. And I don't know if it's going to be very cool yet because I haven't made it, but I assume it's going to be very cool, and if it's not, then I don't know what I'm going to do. But right now I'm just going to make the terrain, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, I don't know how tall I want this terrain to go, but I do know that I want it to line up with the bottom of the mountain, so I'll probably move it to around there. I might also have to push the mountain back a little bit in a later episode. I don't know if what I've done now will work. I hope it will, but I'm not sure. This currently looks really nice, but I probably want to make it a bit higher so that it can go over to this side and look even more cool. But this is a very good sign. This just is a really good backdrop for my entire base, and it separates it from the other part of the world over here, and it makes it feel more enclosed and special. Also, when my building gets put on top of this, I'll have more mountainous terrain connecting it to the other buildings, and I'll just add other stuff to the existing buildings and make new ones, and it'll just feel very compact and special and what I wanted my base to be like this whole time. So that's going to be really nifty. Also, this wall by itself is not going to be the full extent of my terraining. I've got to texture this. I've got to add other blocks, add slabs, add walls, stuff that I did over to that one. And I'll have to add even more mountain stuff later when I'm adding some stuff around this section. And I'll also have to remove that mountain too. So when that comes out, just be ready. The terraining is done, so now what I have to do is continue to make it more wide back there and make the layout for my mega base. Well, I mean, technically all of this is the mega base, but like it's the main structure. It's the structure that is the biggest, and it will be the coolest. That's what I'm trying to say. So, I guess I'll just keep using all the massive amount of stone that I have in my chests from demolishing a bunch of mountains, and just keep making wider and wider terrain. See you after this is all over. So, I have completed the platform for now. I stopped because I was kind of bored. And I realized I was hungry, so I decided to go into my chicken farm to get food. Well, because I died, I don't need food anymore, but I still wanted to see if my chicken farm worked. And the answer was no. After all that work I did, the chicken farm still doesn't work, because the eggs that were in the dispenser weren't being fired, because I need an observer clock. So now I have to go and look for materials to make an observer. I'm pretty sure I have some quartz in my house and some cobblestone there too, but I don't know. How do you craft an observer? Okay, I have acquired the 4 redstone. I might need quartz. Quartz might be a problem. No, it isn't. I just have a stack in my chests for whatever reason, so that's nice. Now I need 12 cobblestone. I am currently playing the chest lottery right now, looking for 12 cobblestone. I've gotta have some in my in my stone chest over here. Just a couple pieces. Couple pieces. And here no. There no. There no. There no. There. Yes. Okay. So now we can make the observer clock, and my amazing chicken farm will actually probably be functional. So that's nice. Ow. Alright, so is it like this, where the faces face each other? Yes, it is. Okay, this is excellent. All I have to do is cover this up now, and hopefully this observer clock should be constantly making this dispenser fire over and over and over. Like if I do that, yes. That is brilliant. Okay. So now that this dispenser is working, my chickens should be making tons of eggs all the time, right? Also no, because these chickens just don't seem to like laying eggs. I've been around them for a while, and they only made 3 eggs in all this time that I was doing this, and I put the 3 eggs back into this one block to make more chickens. I don't know, the chicken diner isn't really going too well. I might have to expand the part where there are chickens so that they don't die due to entity cramming. But for now, that's all that the chicken farm needs. So back to this bit. I'm going to make a layout for my mega base. Well, I already explained it. So I'm gonna go and grab some dirt, the best layouting material, and just see what happens. Alright, I think this would be a good place to start placing it. Maybe about to here or something. I don't know. I think that this is the end on one side of the build, and this is the end of the other side. So whatever I make has got to be in the middle-ish of these 2 areas. So probably more over here. Let me try going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, and 20 blocks this way. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, so I'm just gonna see how centered this is. Yeah, that's centered. That's center enough. Might need to go an extra 3 blocks over here. But yeah, that looks pretty nice. Now I'm just gonna add 1, 2, 3 blocks this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks this way, because I want it to be a pretty big structure. And then I also wanted to add some structures on the side. So maybe back around here I can go out this way and then go back a bit. Now I have to decide how big I want this to be, and I already said I want it to be really big, so I think I'll go about back here. Alright, so what I want to do here is sort of have some pillars that are going up and then out like this. You know, some sort of... oh, well, that looks really bad, but some sort of shape that goes up like that, basically. Like that, but a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And the building is going to have these giant steel frames that go up and then out to either side like that. And then behind this building, there's going to be even more big skyscrapers, and they're going to go all around, and it's going to be a pretty skyline. And then all the skyscrapers are going to have roads and things that go all the way down here and go past all of these structures. And it's going to be really cool, and it's going to be really awesome, and it's going to be a really cool base. But now I'm just going to check to see my chicken farm again, if it still works. Okay, I don't know. Still hasn't really produced anything, so I'm just gonna regain my hunger the old-fashioned way. But this building, I'm really nervous that it might not go well. Because it's probably the big centerpiece of my area, and if it doesn't really look that good, then it doesn't really have a good background. So I'm just gonna do this particular building very, very slowly, and this is the first step in that, just making a layout that looks okay, and I've successfully done that. So, that's all I sort of set out to do today. Nothing really big progress, not monumental shifts in my day-to-day routine, but it's something. And one last thing I wanted to do is that I saw a new shop that just opened when I was last in the shopping district, and I just like to check it out and see what it sells before I end the episode. So I'm going to do that now. Also, they changed this portal design. I kind of like I like the new one. I like the new one better. So yeah, this is the shop. Sort of in a nice location. I like that. And I just wanted to see what it sold in case I'd need anything. Ah, so it sells Skulk products. And Amethyst. And over here, it calibrated Skulk, resin, axolotls, and bulk order slips. Don't know what that is. So, yeah, that's a pretty nice shop. And I already checked my shop. It didn't really sell anything. But that's fine. Can't always get just sales. So, that's it. This was a... well, not a great episode because we didn't really get that much done, but we made progress. It's a tiny amount of progress, but it's still progress. And I'm really excited for what the main part of my base is going to be. And also a little bit nervous too. But for now, that's all. This has been my episode 10, I believe. So, yeah. Goodbye!